What if I told you that the undefeated queen of the ring, the self-proclaimed geek wet, might not be as clean as her record suggests? What if behind every punch, every victory, every mic drop, there was something darker brewing beneath the surface boxing? Glove syringe, because just days before Claressa Shields steps into what's supposed to be the biggest fight of her career, a bombshell leak has rocked the entire boxing world, and no, it's not just some online rumor whispered on Reddit threads. We're talking alleged reports, suspicious footage, and a very nervous-looking Papoose caught on camera doing things that have fans screaming cover up. How did she pass every drug test? Who knew what and when? And why is Papoose a rapper, not a trainer? Suddenly so involved in her preparation faced with Monel. Buckle up, because this ain't your typical sports controversy. This is messy, this is shady, and this might just be the beginning of the end for Claressa's spotless legacy. Let's unpack the secrets, the substances, and the suspicious silence, because the truth just laced up its gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans, shade lovers, and drama detectives, welcome to the match before the match, because forget pay-per-view. The real fight just got leaked online, and no, I'm not talking about Claressa's next opponent, I'm talking about what she allegedly did before she even laced up her gloves. You see, Claressa Shields, the so-called GWAT, greatest woman of all time, has built a reputation off hard work, unmatched stamina, and the kind of training montages that make Rocky look like a toddler in mittens. But now fans are wondering if there was something extra in her water bottle, or more specifically in her bloodstream. Let's rewind. Just a week ago, Claressa was glowing on social media, showing off heavy bag workouts, rapid shadowboxing, even some flashy sparring sessions, but then came the video, a mysterious grainy hallway clip, allegedly taken just days before her fight prep peaked. The footage shows a private room, a zipped duffel bag, a figure shaped suspiciously like Papoose, walking out, wiping his hands with a towel, and mumbling into his phone. "We good? She's ready." And just like that boom collision, the internet went into full conspiracy mode, because guess what? Fans noticed that same duffel bag was later spotted ringside during her open workout. And then things got worse. A blurry screenshot emerged, showing what appears to be a small vial, labeled only with a date and a red sticker, being handled right before one of her training sessions. Now, we're not saying anything is confirmed yet, but you know how this goes. One unconfirmed clip turns into a digital wildfire. Twitter threads started connecting the dots faster than Claressa's left hook. Reddit boxing forums melted down. YouTubers began dissecting every second of the leaked hallway tape like it was the Zapruder film. And here's where it gets real juicy, because fans aren't just questioning the substance. They're asking about the person standing right beside her the whole time. Papoose, yes, Remy Ma, the man who went from loving husband to viral internet mystery, to Claressa's corner companion. What is Papoose doing in her camp? Why is he suddenly holding pads? And more importantly, why does he look hella uncomfortable in every clip since the leak dropped? One source, an anonymous former sparring partner, claims the atmosphere in camp shifted right around the time Papoose got involved. It stopped being about cardio and clean meals. The source said it started being about secrecy, closed doors, late-night workouts we weren't allowed to film anymore. It got weird, suspicious. Another leaked DM, allegedly from a staffer, shows this message. Papoose said don't post that video, said she needs to keep the edge, bro. What does that even mean? So let's summarize. Real quick, a viral clip of Claressa receiving a mystery substance. Papoose shown with the bag before and after the alleged moment. Team Shield suddenly banning phones and media access in the gym. A noticeable jump in speed and aggression from Claressa in her last sparring rounds. Still think this is all just coincidence. Oh, and let's not forget what Papoose posted on his Instagram 2 days before the leak, a black and white photo of him and Claressa with the caption, "Sometimes silence is power." Sir, what are you trying to hide? And this wouldn't be the first time Papoose got messy when it comes to secrets. Remember the whole Remy Ma Bet Awards situation, the viral split, the caught on tape, cheating allegations, the alleged burner phone he was using to stay in contact with Claressa while still legally married. Papoose might rap about loyalty, but his timeline looks more like a maze of bad decisions and worse cover-ups, and now the boxing world is side-eyeing both him and Claressa like never before, because if there's any truth to this, if even a fraction of these allegations are real, this isn't just a scandal. It's a legacy destroyer, and the timing couldn't be worse, with Claressa just days away from the biggest fight of her career in her hometown of Detroit. No less, this leak has flipped everything upside down. Sponsors are reportedly asking questions. The media is circling, and fans who once called her untouchable are suddenly wondering, was she ever fighting fair? But here's where it gets even messier, and trust me, you'll want to hear this, because multiple insiders claim this isn't the first time Claressa's name has been whispered in substance. Perkles, yep, apparently whispers have followed her ever since her Olympic days, only now they've finally hit the surface. A former U.S. boxing official, speaking anonymously to Boxing Behind the Curtain, said, "She always had an edge, a second wind that came out of nowhere. We never had proof, but we had doubts." Well now, those doubts have grown fangs, and they're biting hard. Meanwhile, Claressa's team has gone radio silent, no press statements, no interviews, just one cryptic tweet that said they can't stop what's destined, watch what I do next. Powerful, maybe, but also kind of evasive. And Papoose, oh, he's posting motivational quotes like it's 2011. Tumblr truth don't need a crowd to be real, only the real understand silence. Sir, just say what happened, because at this point your silence is making you look very, very guilty, and let's not ignore. The fan base, Twitter is boiling. One fan wrote, I've defended her for years, but now I feel played. If she cheated, she ain't the GW, she's just another Lance Armstrong with gloves. Another said, and Papoose of all people to trust, she might as well have hired Sint Knight to manage her supplements. Yikes, this isn't just about a few grams in a vial. This is about trust, about legacy, about whether we've been rooting for a fighter or an illusion, and just when you think it couldn't go deeper, it does. Because there's now talk allegedly that someone from Remy Ma camp might have had something to do with the leak. Yep, the plot thickens like expired protein powder. We'll get into that, the possible legal fallout, and the power moves happening behind the scenes. When the footage first dropped, most people assumed it was fake, a hoax, another AI deepfake, or Reddit troll's fever dream. But then came the screenshots. The timestamps, the eerily accurate gym layout that matched Claressa's private facility in downtown Detroit, and the worst part, that silver vial, the one she allegedly used right before sparring, started matching up with something far more real, a compound that's currently banned by several international sports organizations for its unregulated enhancement effects. We're talking TRZ-78, a recovery booster that was originally tested for racehorses banned in cycling, and now mysteriously popping up in elite human athletes who just happen to never get tired. Sound familiar? Sources inside the Instagram mysteriously went private after this story blew up. Allegedly told a friend via DM she took the clear vial every third day, called it her beast mode. FuelPap said it was legal in Michigan, so we shouldn't worry. Excuse me, since when do state lines decide what's legal in global boxing? But it gets better, because two former nutritionists who claim to have worked briefly with Team Shields are now going public under anonymity to describe a strange powder regimen involving unmarked capsules, mid-session, nasal sprays, and something they only referred to as the rush. One of them told our source, I don't know what was in it, but no normal human should be sparring like that. She went 12 rounds back-to-back with fresh opponents and didn't even breathe heavy. It was scary. No, what's scary is the fact that Papoose allegedly knew a voice note leaked online, which fans claim features his unmistakable tone, has him whispering, don't tell nobody what she took, that's just for the cameras, we can't have her slipping before fight day. Now we can't confirm if that voice is Papoose yet, but fans were quick to pull out past interviews and IG lives to match vocal tones, and let's just say it's suspiciously similar. And where's Claressa in all this? Silent, dead silent. But Papoose, he's been doubling down on his motivational monk routine. Every story he posts now is just Bible quotes and slow zooms on boxing gloves. One tweet, which has already racked up over 4 million views, sums it up perfectly. Bro, if you're innocent, why are you posting psalms and not proof? Meanwhile, fans are digging deep into Claressa's fight history, and what they're finding, let's just say it doesn't help her case. Multiple Twitter threads are now compiling clips from her past fights showing odd bursts of energy in late rounds, clenched jaws, aggressive breathing rhythms that match those seen in athletes caught using enhancement cycles. One user even posted a side-by-side video comparing Claressa 2023 performance to a known banned fighter. Technique and the similarities were unsettling, but that's not all. In a since deleted TikTok, a very familiar face who fans believed to be a former assistant in Claressa's media team hinted at unethical performance boosters being a part of her pre-fight rituals. The account was banned within 24 hours. Coincidence? Now, let's shift gears a bit, because remember how this all supposedly started with a hallway video, a bag, and a man in a hoodie who looked suspiciously like Papoose. Well, buckle up, because someone just posted a security timestamp log from that same gym showing an entry under the name Shauna M. Papoose's real first name, timestamped 326 a.m. just hours before the alleged footage. Why was Papoose at the gym alone in the middle of the night before a fight? One theory, he was handling the bag. Another, he was moving materials out before the leak went viral. But now the story gets even more twisted, because insiders claim this entire thing may have been a setup by someone who wanted this leak to drop. Guess who's being whispered about? Remy Ma. Yes, the ex-wife, the former queen, the woman who stayed surprisingly silent ever since her name got dragged through the Papoose-Claressa affair scandal. Fans are now speculating that she may have played a role in the footage being released, a classic revenge leak to take down both of them in one scandalous swipe. One unconfirmed tweet, allegedly from a burner account linked to Remy's cousin, read, don't mess with loyalty sometimes. Karma just needs a USB cable. What does that mean? We don't know, but it's iconic to make things even worse. Boxing promoters are getting cold. Feetword is some sponsors are reconsidering their financial commitments to Claressa's upcoming bout, a rep from a major energy drink brand reportedly told a source, "We need distance until we see how deep this goes. Our name can't be tied to controversy." Meanwhile, Claressa camp, or what's left of it, is in disarray. Her longtime cutman hasn't been seen at the gym in days. Her dietitian quit perfumly emergencies, and one of her managers posted a quote that has the internet on full alert. "Not all champions are clean. Some are just good at looking that way." Yikes. And speaking of clean, the Boxing Federation's Drug Ethics Committee, BFDC, is reportedly investigating whether a sealed investigation file tied to Claressa was quietly buried 2 years ago, possibly due to her Olympic status and media influence. That file said to contain inconclusive yet alarming biomarker data translation. They suspected something was off, but didn't want to ruin her rising star. Until now, let's not forget, Claressa has often positioned herself as an underdog fighter who came from the streets of Flint, rose through the ranks and stayed real. But now, that image is cracking faster than an iPhone dropped on concrete in Papoose. Well, let's just say, if he did help cover something up, his public loyalty image is done for a fan favorite for sticking by Remy through jail, now helping his new girl allegedly cheat. In the ring, the internet ain't forgiving. That one viral comment summed it up best. He went from ride or die to lie and deny. And that's not even the worst of it, because the next part of this story might be the most shocking yet. What happens if the fight goes forward? What if Claressa wins and then gets exposed? We're talking possible disqualifications, title reversals, purse suspensions, and maybe even lawsuits from her opponent's team. Welcome back, folks. If you thought Claressa Shields' drug leak scandal couldn't get any worse, well, sorry to break it to you, but adjust it, because while the internet was busy dissecting leaked footage, matching voice memos to Papoose, and rewatching old fight clips like they were CSI Boxing Edition, lawyers were already moving in. Sources close to the Boxing Federation's Ethics Committee confirmed early this morning that they've launched a formal probe into Claressa Shields' alleged use of TRZ-78, that recovery compound we told you about that's banned in cycling, flagged by WADA, and previously linked to performance-enhancing regimens in Russia and China. Now get this, the BFDC isn't just sniffing around. They've already requested private medical records, trainer statements, and gym surveillance footage dating back over 3 months. That's right, they're not just looking at one leak. They're checking her whole training camp, and guess who else just got subpoenaed for questioning Papoose? Yep, the same man who was allegedly seen carrying the duffel bag, the same man caught in the hallway clip, and the same man who's been cryptically quiet since day one. Sources say they want to know what he knew, and when one former promoter told us under condition of anonymity, if they can prove he supplied anything or help hide it, he's not just part of a scandal, he could be looking at real legal consequences. Yep, we've gone from boxing gloves to court subpoenas real quick. Meanwhile, social media is eating this up like it's a three-course mess. Hashtags like hashtag LORESIGATE, hashtag PAPOOSE, cover up, and hashtag OutMyGWAT have taken over Twitter. Even verified athletes are chiming in. One pro fighter wrote, "We worked too hard to clean up this sport. If she did it, strip the belts." And let's talk about the fight itself. As of now, the match is still scheduled to take place.
Yep.
Despite the chaos, Claressa's camp insists she's mentally focused and ready to make history. One rep even told reporters, "This noise will die down. The champ will speak with her fists." Yeah, that's one way to dodge accountability. But here's the kicker. If Claressa wins, and it turns out she did use something illegal, her opponent's team could immediately file a no-contest appeal, freezing her title and forcing a rematch. Under intense legal scrutiny, that's not just embarrassing, that's career crippling. And the money? Oh honey, the money is already leaving the building. Major partnerships are pulled out entirely. One clothing brand released this soft-shade statement: "We support clean sport transparency and long-term trust with our athletes." Translation: we're out. Another fitness supplement brand that previously hyped her on Instagram wiped all her ads from their feed within hours of the leak. But the most brutal, pull out a major film studio that was reportedly in early talks with Claressa about a biopic based on her life. They've now indefinitely suspended development. That movie deal gone with the scandal. And let's not forget the fans. Oh, the betrayal is deep. Twitter Spaces, Reddit, AMA's Instagram lives there, full of fans sharing how crushed they are. One said, "I told my daughter she was the one to look up to. How do I explain this now?" Another wrote, "If this is true, she just ruined every speech she gave about hard work. I can't unhear her. TED Talk now." But it's not just Claressa on trial, it's Papoose too, because let's be honest, how did we get here? This was a man who stood beside Remy Ma through jail time, public cheating scandals, and the ugliest bet awards fallout of the decade. But now he's allegedly sneaking vials into locker rooms and playing defense for an athlete under fire. The betrayal stings twice. Remy Ma hasn't said much, but a recent post of hers featured nothing but a locked safe emoji and the words, "God sees what y'all hide." Fans instantly read between the lines. She knows, and she's watching. Let's not ignore the fact that some people now think Remy might be the one who leaked the footage in the first place. A scorched earth moment to take down both her ex and the woman he allegedly left her for. Poetic absolutely is savage. Even more, one fan tweeted. Remy did more damage with a flash drive than she ever did with a diss track. Few. Meanwhile, Papoose continues to pretend nothing's happening. No direct comment. No denial, just moody black and white photos, gospel lyrics, and weird gym selfies with captions like, "The devil works overtime, but I keep working." Sir, please, work on your public statement at this point. The internet is split between three camps: the believers diehard, Claressa fans who think this is all a smear, campaign to bring down a strong black woman in sports, the betrayed fans who wanted to believe in her but now feel disrespected and lied to, the conspiracy crew, the ones who say both Claressa and Papoose were involved in a secret performance enhancement ring, and this is just the beginning. And let's be honest, all three sides have receipts and popcorn. So what's next? If the BFDC finds real evidence of illegal substances, Claressa could face a 1-year suspension, immediate title revocation, and disqualification from future matches until cleared. Papoose could be charged with assisting or facilitating performance-enhancing practices, which may not land him in jail, but would absolutely tank his brand image. Remy Ma might just come out looking like the only honest one in this whole twisted triangle, but maybe the biggest damage isn't in the courtroom, it's in the culture, because Claressa Shields wasn't just a fighter, she was an icon. A symbol of grit, of greatness, of rising above the odds. But if the drugs were real, if the footage is legit, then what's left? Asterisks, regret. And an entire generation asking, was it ever real? Before we roll credits, we want to hear from you. Do you think Claressa used his Papoose really just guilty of love, or was he part of a bigger cover-up? And if Remy Ma did leak this, was she wrong? Tell us in the comments. Would you still support Claressa if she steps into the ring and wins, but this leak turns out to be true? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button. Subscribe for more dark drama, leaked secrets, and fake news that feels realer than reality itself. This was Scoop Bazaar.